these guys who are sometimes like just the worst guy, oftentimes actively try to work to, constantly present themselves as like anti-pedophilia with an effort to make others think that like they are not like that or they're just not bad. All right, let's watch. Wife realizes her husband is a predator from Explore With Us.
The file's afraid again. I love it.
This 11-year-old girl talking about things that were done to her that shouldn't have been done. Developing, in certain areas. And
So one thing I want to note on is how close sex offenders live to schools around here.
Oh, guys.
Guys, one, trigger warning, obviously, pedophilia. Second trigger warning, that's actually lighthearted and not serious. Republican, which kind of corresponds to the first trigger warning that I issued, pedophilia and sex offenses. Since almost always Republicans who run around and claim that all these trans people or liberals or Democrats are pedophiles, well, it turns out the real pedophile is them. Shocking. First true crime react of 2025 begins now. Ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, and MBs, it's back.
Such just a rotten sack of shit. I'm so sorry.
In Aberdeen, Washington, a city councilman known for his tough-on-crime stance and commitment to ridding the streets of dangerous criminals shocks the public when he's accused of committing an unthinkable and heinous crime.
So, Riley, is there truth to what we're saying?
The following footage has never been seen before. Please note that this report is based on police records, and all persons charged with a crime are presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty in a court of law. 39-year-old Riley...
Well, kind of hard to consistently... kind of hard to say alleged when he was already apologizing for the thing that he did in the previous clip, but I don't know.
Carter began his...
I feel like he's guilty, I'm thinking he's guilty.
Campaign for city council in early 2023, promising an aggressive approach to cleaning up the city of Aberdeen.
This is EWU. This is not JCS.
In January of 2024, he began serving as an elected official. However, on July 30th, 2024, a jaw-dropping accusation by his stepdaughter sends police on a search to arrest him, sending shockwaves through the community.
Walk in, just so you're aware of.
Yeah, shockwaves because all the other Republicans around him were also calling everybody else pedophiles while they were the real pedophiles. So they got really scared because, damn, I didn't know that like the police prosecuted us for doing the stuff. That's not good.
Everything we have is audio video recorded. We got these fancy body cameras now.
After police locate him walking alone down a residential street, he's led in handcuffs into a small interrogation room by a detective who's determined to find out if there's any truth to the horrifying claims. Shockingly, it was his own wife, Maya, who initially confronted him about the disturbing truth his stepdaughter revealed.
I started freaking out on him, like, how could you? What the fuck is wrong with you? Kind of a thing. And he was just really calm and said, no, I didn't do this. And I hung up, and then he just took off. I guess he just left.
Did he say anything to you about it?
He just said that he didn't do it. He swears up and down he didn't do it.
Due to his status as a city councilman, the Aberdeen Police Department requested the investigation to be handled by the Grays Harbor Sheriff's Office in an effort to avoid a conflict of interest. After reading his Miranda rights, the interrogation begins, but Riley has yet to realize the source of the allegations. Riley explains he had a typical morning, but everything changed when Maya arrived home.
And then I heard the front door open and shut. And so I come out, and I have this, she's and she has by the hand, and then she's walking out the door, and I asked, well, what's going on?
When Maya left with no response, he called her cell phone for an explanation. She accused him of committing an unthinkable act and hung up the phone. However, as Maya explains, their conversation continued over Facebook Messenger. When she realized she had no tangible evidence of his crimes, she decided to take a risk.
And I bluffed and said, I have you on camera, just seeing if that would incite anything out of him. And he just stopped responding to me at that point.
As Riley explains, Maya's anger over the situation was visceral. and he was left with a chilling command.
I go down to the basement, and she told me, so I did set up a rope. I thought about it. I really did. Because I'm done, man. I am done. I am done. I'm maxed out. I am maxed out. Everything that we have gone through in life, everything, and now this. And it doesn't matter because being on city council, everybody knows now, that's over now. And we were right there.
Oh, you poor soul, dude. Wait, what was it again that he did that was actually ruining his life when other people found out about him? Oh, that's right. Statutory rape. That's crazy. Oh no, your city councilman job. That's crazy.
Man, everybody was amped up. We were going to change some things in Aberdeen, and now that's gone. It's gone. It's all gone.
June 24th, just 1 month prior, Riley posted a video to his Facebook page in an attempt to shed a light on criminal activity in his neighborhood. These videos will have an eerie relevance later when the exact allegations are revealed.
Buddy, how are you? We're out driving around, got the babies to sleep. It's just one of those days, I guess. Anyways, I thought it'd be a good idea, maybe take you guys along with me, and we'll go drive around downtown. And we'll just go look at things, and maybe I can talk about things, you know, that I'd like to see different, or things to be improved on, or whatever it may be. But just gonna keep it fun, keep it relaxed, and be myself. All right, here we go. So one thing I want to note on is how close sex offenders live to schools around here.
Yeah, it turns out, I mean, he is driving near schools. Okay. I'm just saying. It's like that New Orleans police chief being like, you know, I have intimate knowledge on what it's like when you drive over New Orleans citizens on Bourbon Street.
How close they are to bus stops, how easy it is for them to just have instant access to anyone.
He's like, yeah, how easy it is for them to drive around in their lifted pickup truck around these streets.
Or anybody's kids here, you know, in each of these neighborhoods. Sorry, I had to hit my brakes there because looked like a
sex offenders live really close to my wife and stepdaughter, like really close, like unimaginably close, like inside of the walls type shit. Why are people always obsessed with the crimes that they themselves are committing? So this one is actually pretty simple. Pedophiles are the worst thing that someone can be in modern society. Just straight up. It's almost, I want to say it's universally acknowledged as the worst possible thing you can do, except nowadays there is a lot more defense of pedophilia and pedophiles than I care to see on the timeline. There is not any amount that I care to see at all, but it's certainly gone above and beyond the, oh, wow, that's unique. Someone is defending a pedophile on the timeline to, oh my God, there are entire communities engaging in this. What the hell is going on? A big part of that also is because of Twitter, or also now known as X, the everything app. Pretty crazy stuff, but there are a lot more people that are very open about being readily available to put themselves out there to defend statutory rape. It is a truly alarming change of attitude.
a tweaker came shooting out of the alley and almost got in front of my car. Which is something, you know, that really needs to be addressed, okay? So I know one place a lot of people want to see is the camp underneath the bridge. I will state, however, I have my baby girls with me, so I'm not going to take them down there just because people know who I am around here.
they know me at the pedophile camp. To be fair, that's just homeless people. They're not pedophiles. He is the pedophile, not the homeless people that he's randomly associating with pedophilia. But, you know, I digress.
And the last thing I would want is a rock to fly through my window and hit one of my daughters, because the way this state works, I could see me going to prison because somebody hit my daughter with a rock and I beat that person to death. I mean, that's...
Yeah, someone is going to prison for pedophilia. So, yeah, the way the state works nowadays.
Just come on. Wouldn't you do that for your own kids?
Despite his apparent determination to do whatever it takes to protect his children, as it turns out, Riley's shocking secret was revealed by his own 11-year-old stepdaughter, whose name has been redacted from the interview to protect her identity.
So statements weren't made to initially.
I mean, if he was morally or intellectually consistent, he would have actually followed through on the rope situation, considering that he is assuming that random homeless people are pedophiles and fantasizing about violently beating them to death for what he's assuming they are. Meanwhile, he actually is. So where's it at? You know?
She told her counselor today that they were talking about something different and broke down crying and said she didn't want to talk about it.
In a recorded interview with his stepdaughter's therapist, she explains what happened earlier this morning, when it quickly became clear that something was horribly wrong.
So we had an appointment at 2 o'clock, and she'd been displaying some behaviors and had reported 2 weeks prior that was mean to her. So we were going to talk more about it today. She said she didn't want to talk about it. She didn't want to say it out loud.
In an effort to help the child, she suggested writing it down. However, the disturbing words she wrote on the page left the counselor in shock.
When she wrote that down, like, can you tell me about what her emotions look like and how she was acting?
So before she wrote it down, when she said she didn't want to say it out loud, she started just staring down at the ground. She was like stone cold. You could tell she was checking out, and she was kind of fidgeting her hands. And I've been her therapist for probably a little bit over 2 years, and she's never acted like that.
So that was out of the norm?
That is completely out of the norm. Her facial expression looked as if she was scared, like fear. And then she wrote it down, and then she kind of had this look of, oh no, or I'm in trouble, or something.
The haunting words written by the child will later be revealed. For now, in an attempt to understand her claims, investigators begin to dig into their familial relationship.
So can you talk about what your relationship is with and how long you've been in her life? And
Since she was 4, I think she's a great kid. She's, I don't know how to explain it. Always just outgoing, but kind of keeps to herself. Good kid.
mm-hmm. And so was that a hard role to step into with her being that young, or?
Yes and no. I always kept in the back of my head that there's going to be a time when she gets to know her real dad. And so that's a line that needs to be respected.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not me to try to take that place. Just stay available, you know. That's about the best I could do.
Okay. How close would you guys be as far as being her? You guys
I always thought
distant, or?
we were like close, not like super close, just like I'd say she felt comfortable to always like throw fits in front of me. Ask for like things for her birthday or Christmas, or complain, or tell me about her favorite color or food or something.
Mm-hmm. What kind of activities would you guys do together?
Oh, I would say much aside from watching TV. Yeah, that's about it. In the living room, yeah.
Okay. And then do you guys have 2 other kids between you?
Yes, we have 2, and then our son that passed away.
Okay.
So we have she's 5, and then she's 2.
Okay. And do you feel like you have a similar relationship with all 3 kids, or do you feel like you're closer with your 2 biological kids?
It's a different kind of relationship. I'd say with my stepkids.
Riley's videos reveal a pattern in which he often describes a willingness to do anything to protect his children.
It's not the addicts, the homeless, the dealers, or the corrupt politicians people
from
need
local
to be
crime.
worried about.
However, the harrowing words of his stepdaughter may suggest that
it's all of us parents that are fed up and are willing to do anything to protect our babies from all of it. Oh my God. Okay. when you find out about like what this dude's crimes happen to be, like all of his videos projecting come across as like open tacit admissions of his crimes to come, or the crimes that he was engaging in at the time.
The dangers were much closer to home than anyone realized.
Oh God, I'm just a rotten sack of shit. The 2 daughters. You know, you never know love until you have a kid. You know what? That's the one thing that keeps you going. You never know pain until you hold your own dead kid. That really messes you up, too.
Yet it was the bone-chilling note written by the 11-year-old girl that truly left her therapist in shock and her mother, Maya, enraged.
So she wrote it down, and what she wrote was, "He touches me and makes me uncomfortable."
In April 2024, just 4 months prior to his arrest, Riley began a crowdfunding campaign to launch a non-profit aimed at catching online predators and deterring them.
As I was saying, because it is universally recognized as, pedophiles are the worst thing you can be, these guys who are sometimes literally that, okay, or close to it, like just the worst guy you know, oftentimes actively try to work to, out sex offenders or, constantly present themselves as like anti-pedophilia with an effort to make others think that like they are not like that, or they're just not bad. You know what I mean? They present themselves as like anti-pedophilia for that reason, because everybody understands that that's the worst thing.
From engaging in harmful acts against children.
Yeah, so much of it is also reactionary right-wing too.
Hey, what up, everybody? A little bit of story time. So I live in an incredibly liberal state, Washington, yeah. And every time I wear this hat out in public, people always give me those looks of, ooh, it's a MAGA hat. Ooh, it's so bad. He hates everyone.
Dog, what the hell are you talking about? Outside of certain cities in Washington, you wear that. If you don't wear that hat, they beat your ass. What do you mean? Like, he's also lying too. He's like, what do you... I've been to Washington. Let me tell you, okay? That is not a state where wearing a MAGA hat puts you, out of place. That's so funny. Especially, wait, where is he from in Washington? Is it where was it? It's Aberdeen, right? Isn't Aberdeen also one of these places? Am I crazy? Ayıp ediyorsun. Yeah. Colin Cowherd is from Aberdeen. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know, man.
But then they read it, and usually they have a pretty good laugh, in support of it. Then again, you still do get those people that are offended by it, but, imagine that in a blue state. Ooh, they have rights too. No, they don't. The victim does, but they shouldn't have any. So, pretty cool hat, make pedophiles afraid again. I love it. So, yeah, people always mistake it for a MAGA hat, and it's just great.
His videos seem to express that he would go to any lengths to ensure their safety, becoming a vocal advocate for devoted fathers.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Want to make a quick message for you on this Father's Day, right? So here's the deal. A lot of women out there are doing the whole, I'm more of a man than my man, so them dudes, they don't need no appreciation with just us, Stop it. Just stop it. Here's why, okay? You think that it's an empowering moment, but the problem is...
Yeah, he's got a message for the ladies out there on Father's Day.
You're trying to take something away from a lot of really, really good dudes out there that are actually really good to their kids, right? And there are actually a lot of really hardworking, awesome single moms out there, right? That they pull both roles, and they do deserve that recognition. So if you're not feeling validated, don't take it out on everyone else. Thank you. This message was brought to you by an American that gives a... Have a wonderful day.
Given Riley's outspoken stance against preying on children, the question remains, do these horrifying allegations hold any truth? Fully aware of the chilling details, having spoken to the girl himself, the detective continues his efforts to extract answers from Riley.
I sat in an interview with just a little while ago and watched her basically relive it again when she was having to describe what was happening. I don't know how an 11-year-old girl was strong as she is. But she was very descriptive of what was happening. And like I said, like, we're not here to cast judgment. We're not here to label people. And I understand, like, there's things that happen in our lives that cause us to make mistakes. But it's an 11-year-old girl talking about things that were done to her that shouldn't have been done. She was talking about being told to keep it a secret and not tell anybody. And she was talking today about how she couldn't keep it inside no more and she had to tell somebody. So Riley, is there truth to what you're saying?
Many of Riley's videos even expose the potential dangers lurking on their residential street, captured on their home surveillance system. However, it's a different set of security cameras that may hold the key to unearthing the truth of the unsettling allegations against Riley.
Riley, can you tell me more about the cameras? I was trying to understand what the camera situation was. I kept hearing about cameras. So what are they for?
Some in every room, like the kids' rooms. And then she's got them throughout the house, and we put them on the outside of the house for security reasons. And the main reason for it is just one of the stepkids is autistic, and he'll have like meltdowns or whatever maybe, and then that way she can keep an eye on him.
Mm-hmm. So. And when they're in the house, like, are they inside the bedrooms or like in the hallways, or how are they set up in there?
So in each kid's room, they have a camera like inside the room. And then in the hallway, or like the big entryway, there's one on this wall here.
Okay. Do you have access to view those cameras, or is that just...
According to Maya, however, an alarming discrepancy was uncovered when she reviewed the footage.
My daughter told me that he was unplugging all of our cameras that led to her room. I went and I checked the cameras on my phone. In the time frames that she told me he's been unplugging the cameras, there are no footage. And I've noticed that they've been unplugged or whatever. I thought it was her. The plug to that camera is at the very top, like almost touching the ceiling. So it's not something that she can reach unless she pushes her chair up there, which would be caught on camera if she did that. It looked like this is 7:30 is when the earliest recording is this morning.
That's unusual.
Mm-hmm. And then I went back and checked all the cameras that are upstairs that face her door, and every single one of them is most days it's after 7:30 a.m. is when they all start recording.
Then every other camera's on around the house?
Yes.
They're not off? Only the ones leading to her room and in her room were off?
Correct.
With only the child's claims, the detectives must work to get a confession from Riley himself. The officer urges him to admit to the horrifying act, telling him their only goal is to get to the bottom of the truth. However, Riley hesitates as he grapples with what to do next.
Yes, be a goddamn man, Riley. Be a man for once in your miserable existence. No turning back. We're already at this point. We are here. I don't know why I say it like that. There are things that I did do.
As the interrogation continues, the investigator urges Riley to confess. However, getting a straight answer from him will be no easy task.
When you woke up today, this was the last place you'd expect to be. But it's what we do moving forward from here is what's going to affect a lot of lives. And there, like I said, there's ways to get through this. There's programs that can be offered through the court. There's things that can be offered that help you deal with the demons and all the things that you've been dealing with, the stress. There's ways to get through what happened and to help everybody move on from it. But it starts right here by being truthful. And it starts right now. It's saying that you f***ed up. Because I believe.
Why do these cops treat him so well? They're trying to extract a confession out of him. That's why. That's it. Like, I don't even. That's the only reason. They're not being. First of all, you should understand that no matter how heinous the crime, or even if you haven't committed a crime at all, if a cop is being nice to you, you should, especially in an interrogation setting, you should know full well that they are not being nice to you because they are, empathetic to your plight or whatever. They're being nice to you because they want something out of you. They want you to slip up. They want you to say something. In this circumstance, obviously, it's a good thing, but just know that that is a universal principle. I don't think that these cops are like sympathetic to his plight. I think that they're doing that because they want to extract a confession out of him or get him to basically say something that, that implicates himself.
Believe what he said.
It's really hard to, accept things for what they are. There's certain things in life you don't recover from. I want to tell you guys, I do. I'm trying.
I got all night, Riley.
And you guys got families. That's important.
This is an instance that this guy's idiocy and his lack of interest in like immediately asking for a lawyer is beneficial.
God, this just sucks. So close. So close to accomplishing good things. Doing something great. So close to getting the drugs out of Aberdeen. So close to getting all the craziness out of the streets.
Say it.
So many.
Say it. So close to putting pedophiles behind bars. Say it. Come on, dude. What happened to that anti-pedophilia vengeance campaign that you were on?
Many people believe in me. And now it's over. It's gone.
As Riley keeps deflecting the subject, providing little to no hints, it appears as though the detective won't rest until the truth is exposed.
She said the last time it happened was this morning. And she talked about how her camera gets unplugged before you come in the room, and she just pretends to sleep. But she said that it wouldn't matter if she was sleeping or awake. It would happen anyway. And so right now we're collecting, she's up at the hospital, and we're collecting DNA samples. And this is an opportunity where I'm offering you a chance to explain what happened, and if a mistake was made, and it's time to be truthful and take ownership of the mistake and not let it catch up to you down the road being proven by DNA, because we get touch DNA off of things all the time. And it's the sweat glands in your fingers contain DNA.
I did go out to her room this morning. I didn't touch her. I did not touch her. I went up there. I don't remember, see if she wanted some nuggets or something. So I made some nuggets for the younger ones.
If you didn't touch her this morning, what would cause you to say that happened?
I don't know.
And what would cause her to say that this wasn't the only time that it happened, it's happened lots of times?
I don't know.
The disturbing admission finally unveils the truth, though nothing prepares the detectives for the sick and twisted reasoning he'll later give.
About how many times did this happen?
Five times maybe. Just real fast. I don't know. Just a weird impulse tick.
Over how long a period of time?
I'd say a year.
During those 5 times, would you unplug the camera when you went into her bedroom?
No. No, it would, she would already have it unplugged. Like she would do it. She would unplug it. I don't know why.
According to the child, however, the cameras were mostly unplugged by Riley himself.
How did it start?
Sorry, I'm just that I have ADHD pretty severe, so I get that in my mind thinking of the house, bills.
Come on!
And just now me. Now I'm here.
Oh my God, my brother is using power tools that are the loudest power tools I've ever heard in my entire life in the house, I think. Yeah, my man said I'm neurodivergent and a minor, actually. Bro said I have ADHD.
Now that's all separated, and I have to accept that. I mean, I was going to start my new job tomorrow. And then left with a piece of car. Could never get the SUV fixed. Needs a new engine. Now I got to worry about her. How's she going to make it? How's she going to do things?
And we'll also be concerned about sleeping at night and wake up in the morning to Riley coming in her bedroom. Doesn't have to worry about that.
Before confronting Riley with the crucial question of why he would harm his own stepdaughter, he poses a different question. His answer, however, further exposes how little Riley appears to understand the gravity of the situation.
You ever talk to her about it?
No. Yeah. Actually, I apologized to her once, twice.
When it happened or just randomly?
When it happened.
Tell me about one of the times that you apologized. What happened?
I don't know how to explain it. I told her. What was my exact words to her? That said something along the lines of, "Kid, I'm so sorry. You know, I don't even know what the hell that was about." And I apologized. And that was about it. She didn't really, think anything of it. But God, what the?
Was she awake that time when you apologized? Because obviously,
Yeah.
That how the conversation come up.
I just it was silent and good vibe in the air. Wasn't nothing weird or anything. And then they just said, "Hey, I did that. I'm really sorry." So I don't know. I don't understand what was that about. And then I asked her, "Are you okay?" And she said, "Yeah, I'm fine."
In an exclusive interview obtained only by Iwu, Maya will soon speak out, offering her advice for parents of young children. In the meantime, before facing the inevitable consequences, investigators appear determined to find an answer to a crucial question.
The why is the number one question why everybody wants to know. Everybody wants to know why, and we can't prove why by cell phone records or DNA evidence or video footage. That just proves the who and the what and the how.
As a survivor of CSA, it is vital for Chad to understand the levels of shame, projection, disassociation, and arrogance through evading getting caught, and the sense of self-righteousness that many abusers were previously abused and traumatized to feel a sense of control that such assailants feel and show at this point. These are very common and can be seen in most situations like this.
The why comes from these conversations.
And obviously, it's huge mistake, huge. Distress in our.
I guess that also makes sense as to why he wouldn't immediately request a lawyer or think he could talk himself out of this. I don't know. Or maybe he's just because he's also a dumb right-winger who has like a crumb of power in the city council in Aberdeen. It's just like seeing himself as a victim and all of this is so crazy.
Home has been unreal. I don't want to just give you a bunch of excuses. I should be my own person. I don't want to always get so mad at me and scream at me to not use certain things as excuses, but that's what's going on. There's so much just on my shoulders at all times, just chewing in my ear constantly. It sucks. It really, really, really sucks. Like I said, it's not even a sexual thing. I don't feel attracted. It's just this weird impulse. I don't know.
I mean, that's crazy work, putting the anti-pedophilia TikTok video side by side with him going through the motions of why he, is a pedophile is crazy work. EWU, you went a little nutty mode on that,
I don't know. It's so weird. God, this is just a weird conversation. Developing, in certain areas.
No, man. This was obviously never going to be like remotely appropriate for him to talk about, but god damn, there it is, dude. There it is. You were wondering what's up with the Republicans. Why are they like this? This is part of the reason. This is how they operate, dude. This is how it works. That's why so many right-wingers are also always talking about child brides and how it's normal and good. That's what it is. They're going to make this guy the next Speaker of the House. Yeah, he's going to get elevated.
What's wrong with me?
With Riley's confession, along with an unsettling answer to the question of why he would have committed such a depraved act, his arrest is imminent. However, the investigator has one final heartbreaking question.
In here, would you have anything to tell her?
Oof.
Oh, I'm beyond sorry of all the damage this has caused her, her mom, her sisters, her brothers, the community, literally everything and everyone that is let down by this. I'm sorry to recover it. I deserve whatever's coming my direction. I deserve it. And I hope that she can heal and can heal. And they all find what it is that they need in their life to live the absolute best life that they can.
An apology, however, will do little to prevent the consequences that await him, as he's led away in handcuffs and taken to Grays Harbor County Jail. In the meantime, Riley's wife Maya shares red flags she noticed after his arrest and offers advice for parents, hoping to prevent the same terrifying fate from happening to others.
He did not get along with my boys because my boys are on the spectrum and they clashed a lot. They're teenage boys. And so I didn't think anything of that until everything came out. It wasn't a red flag in the moment as it was happening. But then after this all came out, that's what was actually happening. It's like, oh, crap. Background checks mean nothing. For women that are dating right now, background checks mean nothing because he had nothing. He was squeaky clean. And I had 4 children when I first met him. I didn't really see any red flags at first. Nothing really happened to a severity that I should have been paying attention to it until we bought our house together. And then I was 100% reliant on him. I had quit my job. I helped him get sober so that he can go back and get to work and everything. And no woman should ever put herself out for a man. Just even though you think you love him and you think it won't be him, it probably will be.
After Riley's arrest, Maya explains that the public response.
Remember the lefty kid that debated Ben Shapiro and Charlie Kirk on Jubilee? He was exposing a pedo on TikTok Live the other day that followed minors on social media. It was crazy. The guy had his wife on too, defending him. That's insane. Dude. Right-wingers talk about cancel culture and how much the left wants to do censorship and then do book burnings and quite literally successfully engage in undermining the truth in schooling by launching very successful anti-DEI, anti-CRT, anti-woke initiatives, okay? It's always projection. It's the same shit here. Right-wingers talk about how everyone's a pedophile. All the trans people are pedophiles. All queer people are pedophiles. And then they turn around and actually do pedophilia. Okay? That's just how it is. These people are the same people that say sex education in schools is wrong and immoral. Meanwhile, part of the reason why they don't want it to happen is because sex education is when a lot of minors learn about being sexually abused by their Republican parents that are, or Republican immediate family members that are also actively saying no sex education, please. As projection is the name of the game. They don't want young girls and young boys to learn the concept of consent because they think it's woke. And partially, you know, I feel like it's giving them too much credit to say that they're anti-sex education because they want to hide their crimes, because that's where a lot of children learn about the concept of consent and whether they have been victim to predatory behavior. Because like that would require them to have like a serious line of thought, critical thinking, an interest in ass covering, anything like that. When in fact, I think it's just because they think it's perverse. It's like morally inappropriate for children to learn about sex. They should, you know, they shouldn't do that. That's bad. It just also happens to be, you know, beneficial for these predators.
Response to their situation has led her to becoming a target of unexpected scrutiny, with many people questioning why she has cameras in her children's rooms in the first place.
I do have disabled children that...
Woke pedophiles is so uncommon at the same time. Yeah, I mean, this isn't to say that there aren't. Like, there certainly are. It's not like your ideological leanings, in my opinion, don't have anything to do with your inclination towards pedophilia. However, if we were looking at pure statistics, okay, if we're looking at the raw data, it's pretty hard to make a convincing argument that it's actually the left that's engaging in these sorts of things. Because, you know, virtually every high profile incident that happens like this happens by Republicans. And it's crazy to think about because it's like Republicans have so consistently kept pushing this narrative over and over and over again, some of which legitimately believe it. And it's wild to me because when you look at like even Republicans in positions of power, like on the other hand, you got like Bill Clinton, right? Okay, Jeffrey Epstein's friend. But then you also have Alan Dershowitz, who is Jeffrey Epstein's friend and lawyer. Donald Trump was Jeffrey Epstein's friend as well. But having said that, for every Bill Clinton type, there's like a Dennis Hastert out there. There's a guy like this. Conservatives at every step, from the lowest levels of like being a council district member in Aberdeen, okay, all the way to the longest running Speaker of the House, Dennis Hastert, or even Donald Trump to a certain degree. There are Roy Moore. There are so many Republicans that have done this. And it's also, additionally, if you were to go back to the ideological argument, when you go back to the policy side of things, Republicans are also actively defending this within the confines of marriage. Like red states, or even in blue states where such legislation still exists that legalizes child brides, Republican state legislatures are the people that actively defend the maintenance of child brides. That if you are under the age of 18, you can still get married with like parental consent. Sexual predation is not ideological, but protecting sexual assailants is. That's actually a fantastic way to put it. Yes. While sexual predation is not ideological, Republicans do happen to, you know, put numbers on the board. They're putting up LeBron numbers on that side. But protecting sexual assailants is oftentimes very ideological for the Republican side of things. And also simultaneously, policy. On the policy side, maybe I'm wrong on this. Maybe someone could correct me, but like I can't recall a Democratic legislator actively trying to maintain child marriages, child brides. You know what I mean? Whereas I know many Republicans have actively tried and continue to do so and continue to successfully protect the concept of child brides. It's crazy. Or even, actively making an argument to lower the age of consent.
Require severe supervision, and they've been in home care and like all these sorts of different cares, and I was advised by professionals to have these cameras.
39-year-old Riley Tyrell Carter was officially charged with multiple counts of first-degree rape of a child and first-degree child molestation. While in jail, Riley is swabbed for DNA, which will later be compared to the assault kit.
NAMBLA? Dude, what the hell is NAMBLA? I still choose the bear. Girls should know how to consent. Doesn't the left have NAMBLA? NAMBLA? Isn't that like a meme? I don't think that's a real thing, is it? Wasn't that like a thing in the 90s or something? Look it up. No, it's like, what is it? North American Man-Boy Love Association. Yeah, it's just... It's a South Park bit. Yeah, I feel like every now and then, every decade or so, 4chan people will just like concoct a new way to be like, this is what the left are trying to do. And I don't even know if that's like a real thing, but I don't know if it's a leftist position. I don't think that's a leftist position. It's like saying, it's like saying Farrakhan is a leftist. Like, why? Because you said so? Like, I don't understand. Explain to me. Explain to me why it is. Didn't 4chan make up the maps thing? Yeah, that's what I remember. Not a South Park bit. It was a general bit. The Daily Show had a great compilation of Jon Stewart joking about it. Literally the closest example of the left doing a job right, I think, is Jerry fucking Seinfeld. Yeah, Jerry Seinfeld. Leftist beacon. It's not left wing. It's a bunch of like weird philosophy freaks, like how all the French leftist philosophers are petitioning to lower the age of consent. I mean, it was all French philosophers. It wasn't just leftist philosophers. It was a French position, not a leftist French position. Okay, make no mistake. When you're doing a Leangelo Ball music listening stream, it's been living in my mind permanently. Oh. It speaks to me. So if you're over the age of 30. If you're over the age of 30, here, let's finish this video.
Performed on the 11-year-old girl.
And then I'll show you that.
His bail was set at $150,000. On August 2nd, 2024, a press release from the city of Aberdeen announced his resignation from his city council position. Though the case is still ongoing, Maya was able to inform Iwu that a trial is currently set to begin on March 11th, 2025.